That's it. Good morning, everybody. I think it's well, my clock's a minute slow, but there we are. That's a minute fast. So welcome to this morning's meeting. It's an extra meeting because of the massive agenda we had on the July meeting, and obviously we didn't want one so big for October. So this in itself is still quite large, but a warm welcome anyway. Apologies first, please.
Thank you, Chair. I've received apologies from Councillor Salisbury.
Councillor Salisbury.
Has anybody got their computer? Oh, that's better now. There we are. We're all organised.
We've got apologies from Ross Ward. He said he did say he'd trying to come later if he could, but he is working this morning, so just record his apologies, please. Agenda item 2 is declarations of interest. If anyone has got any interest to declare, I believe Arshad, would you like to declare your interest, please?
Yep, thank you, Chair. Basically, I've taken advice from the monitoring officer in relation to items 10 and 11, and I'd been advised that although I myself am the proprietor of a taxi firm, neither of these items relate to me or my firm, and I do not need to declare a pecuniary interest. Thank you.
Thank you, Arshad. Right, we'll move to agenda item 3, the minutes of the meeting held on the 13th of July, pages 1 to 6.
Approved, and Chairman.
Can someone move approval, please? Caroline, someone second that? Anne, thank you, Anne. Are there any matters arising anyone wants to bring to our attention? Thank you very much. That's we're moving on here. I'm liking this. We will be home. Don't let me down. Agenda item 4, the annual audit letter. That's going to be presented by Helen Henshaw. So Helen, if you're online, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. I'll introduce the annual audit letter. My name's Hassan Rohiman, associate partner with EY. Helen has left the firm, so I've now taken on responsibility as the engagement lead for Staffordshire County Council. The annual audit letter was issued by Helen in May following the completion of our 1920 audit. The messages in the annual audit letter will be familiar to the audit committee as they will have been already communicated in our audit results report. The key differences between the audit results report and the annual audit letter is that the audit results report is issued before we give an opinion, and the annual audit letter is issued after we've given the opinion. We have a responsibility under the NAO's Code of Audit Practice to issue an annual audit letter once the audit has been concluded. So this annual audit letter is, as I said, it was issued in May and it's on the agenda of the committee today. In terms of going through the executive summary, members will see that it outlines that we issued an unqualified opinion on the financial statements, and that in respect of the value for money conclusion and except for qualified conclusion was issued. The reason for that was relating to the lack of progress in respect of the joint Ofsted and CQC inspection. As I said, as the annual audit letter just reiterates the points which were already reported in the audit results report. I'm not proposing to spend any more time in terms of going through the report as a page turner, but I'll be happy to answer any questions if members do have any questions.
One question.
Yeah, thank you for this report. I just was slightly confused by the audit fees for both county council and for pensions. And it's very, very difficult to look at and understand why the increases and whether it is just a balance from many years back or whether it's correct and it should be so. But a 30% increase this year, I noted on the council, and nearly 300 on the pensions. I can see there's a lot more work gone into it. But what I'd like to see is just a very simple document to say going back 5 years, so that I can understand whether this is just a balance now and we are where we should be on fees, or whether we're being charged too much, basically. So I would like to see those figures if possible.
Thanks, Karen.
Be happy to provide, through you, Chair, be happy to provide further details on our fees. Members may be aware that as a firm we've communicated to all our audited bodies in respect of fees, and particularly ensuring that there are sustainable fees going forward. The market as a whole, they are facing significant challenges. Janet Dawson, the partner who leads our public sector audit, sent a letter out at the beginning of last year outlining the challenges facing the market, the position in respect that we were taking as a firm in terms of action against the quality agenda, the investment that needs to be made into the audit market, and also the sustainability of fees going forwards. There's also since then been a number of reviews in relating to the audit market. The Redmond review looked at the local government market in particular and highlighted on one of the recommendations in relation to the sustainability of fees. So there's from our point of view, the fees as set by the PSA in terms of the scale fees are not sufficient to undertake an audit in line with professional requirements in order to adhere to quality standards and to discharge our responsibilities as we need to. But be happy to provide some information in respect of how fees have changed going forwards.
Can I just very quickly come back and then pass on to Lisa? Thank you for that. Yeah, I remember the uplift of the 77,000 because of that. So I'm well aware of the issues. It still didn't bode well with me. I needed to see more information. That's all it was. Over to you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just going to sort of add to Hassan's explanation on behalf of Rob Salmon, the County Treasurer, that I know that he's had a lot of dialogue and detailed discussions regarding the actual nature of these increases. Unfortunately, Rob is on annual leave today, so I'm sure that he'll be able to provide you with some additional information. I'll take that back to him for that as well.
Chairman, I'm sorry if you'll indulge me. Yeah. Would you mind bringing that information back to the whole committee then, please, so that we can all look at it?
Yes, we'll do. We'll work together, Hassan, and we'll circulate a documentation to the committee.
Right. Thank you for that, Hassan. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Oh, go on. Fire away.
I've opened up a can of worms.
No, it's not a can of worms. It was to support both, really, because I thought the clarity of the costing information in the report was very good, actually, the way that it's broken down and it's itemised. But I think it is always useful to see that year on year increase, and certainly any comparisons that we can make against inflation, consumer price index, so that we've got some type of benchmark that we can set it by, I think is a useful comparison, notwithstanding what we've just heard there. But I did think that it is useful to see that information the way it is. And Chair, if I could just ask for one quick question as well, on a different point. On page 23, we start looking at some information to do with where the inspectorates have yet to complete their follow-up review. And again, appreciating everything that's happened in the meantime, just wondered if there was a little bit more clarity that could be put to timelines on those, please.
Thank you. I've not picked up the detail in terms of when we're expecting the inspection to come back to join. I mean, obviously COVID has had an impact on their planned inspections. I know that Tim Moss has reported back to the Audit and Standards Committee prior to this reiteration of the committee, and there's been some detailed work, and there's milestone information. So I'll speak with Tim to ask to recirculate that detail back to the committee.
Thanks for that, Janice. Graham?
If you're talking to Tim, then my understanding from other positions I have as governor and trustee of a MAT is that Ofsted are doing those that are have been significant risk previously first, and those that are looking quite good will be last to get over COVID. So wherever we've had difficulties and being classed as at risk or something like that, that would be useful to come back so we could look at the information to understand when Ofsted and CQC are going to are likely to do inspections. Thank you very much.
Anne-Marie, are you online with us? Would you like to present agenda item 5?
I am here, Chairman.
Thank you.
So I'm presenting this report on behalf of the Monitoring Officer, John Tradewell. I'm hoping that it's pretty straightforward for you today. The intention is to recommend to you to limit the maximum number of questions that may be submitted by a member at a council meeting to 1 rather than the current 2. The change in wording is there under the recommendation, and the intention in this is to make a greater offer to a wider number of members to be able to raise questions. So rather than limiting the numbers to 2 to the first come, first served, it will allow 15 members to be able to put forward questions to the council. I had some concerns about this when we first discussed it, but it's clear that this isn't going to limit the number of matters and issues that members can raise in the council meeting, as we have, as you'll be aware, the leader's statement as an opportunity for members to raise matters. We have the opportunity for members to propose motions. We have opportunities under other items, and of course, between council meetings, all members have the opportunity to raise matters with officers and with cabinet members as and when they arise. I'm obviously here to help if there are any questions on this matter.
I can just say that the leader of the council, Alan, has spoke to the leader of the Labour group, and they're more than happy with that resolution going forward. So I'm sure we're okay on that, Anne-Marie, from my perspective, and the opposition. But if anyone's got any questions to ask. No.
Are we all in agreement then?
Yeah. Thank you, Anne-Marie. We're all in agreement with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that brings us on to Lisa Andrews, I think. Agenda item 6, the forward plan 21-22.
Thank you, Chairman. This is our regular report to the Audit and Standards Committee, highlighting the key reports that will be coming to you within the meeting structures for the remainder of this particular civic year. So on page 37, we have the items that are scheduled for the 26th of October, which includes the annual governance statement that will come along to you for approval, together with the statement of accounts. So the date is scheduled for the 26th of October for you to consider the accounts, both of the County Council and also the pension fund. And then various other items relating to risk management, any proposed changes to the Constitution, and within the private part of the agenda, potential audit reports, limited assurance audit reports that will come through to you. And then we have the update that's been scheduled in regarding information management from Natalie Morrissey from the Information Governance Unit. So that's our proposed plan for our next meeting on the 26th of October. I'm happy to take any questions relating to the items that are included within the forward plan and any potential items that you may wish to add to this particular document for further consideration.
I think it's a fairly extensive forward plan. I wouldn't want to add any more to it. I don't know about other members. I agree. I think there's quite enough left over from 2021, I think. A lot of reading, yeah, right. A lot of printing off, I can assure you. So thank you, members, for that. Read this little bit. The public will be excluded from the meeting for the following items of business which involve the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in the paragraphs of Part 1 of Schedule 12A as amended of the Local Government Act 1972 as indicated below. Thank you, Lisa.
Chair, if we could just wait a second for the webcast to go offline. So